depend with the players, how they are going to be coached and how they are going to play. And that is what will depend. And we have, you can never buy
and we have a
player from Real Madrid expecting to emulate Real Madrid. You don't do that.
Who knows exactly what he needs.
Arteta is a coach, he's not a manager.
He's a manager.
The only team with a manager is Manchester United.
We have a manager in Arsenal.
You can never have a manager.
What he wants.
You can't have
where
managers.
Where is the deficit?
Arteta is just a coach.
What to add. You see,
Arteta is a coach.
You see, and we are not saying like we are signing Kai Havertz because he won the Champions League. Okay. We are saying it is a quality addition, given his past, what he's doing with the German national team, what he has been doing with Chelsea, even at the lowest moment of Chelsea, what he has tried to do at Chelsea. So
what did he try to do?
A quality addition.
What did he try to do?
Hi guys, welcome to the Football Fans Clan, the off-season check show. On my table today, I have two guys here, two of the clansmen. From my far left,
Enock Mukoma.
Mr. Enock Mukoma.
Superior Arsenal fan.
Yes. Welcome, Enock. Next to me here,
Lawrence Atienyi, Manchester United.
Lawrence Atienyi. And I'm your usual host, Anandes Ronald Sola. So today, there's a lot that has happened this week. This week has been always, it has been all over. Arsenal signing Declan Rice. Manchester United bidding for Mount. They have bidded for Mount for the longest time I can remember. And then their takeover. The Glaziers were out, blah, blah, a lot of things. And then the transfer window is very wide open. And we love it. That's what we all love. The transfer window, it is here with us. So, keep following. Keep liking, keep sharing. So, welcome guys. And before we say anything, guys, something has been very interesting this week. And I termed it outrageous. And Arsenal fans were not amused by that term. First of all, is Declan Rice worth 100 million? Surely, just talking, is Declan Rice worth 100 million at the moment, as it stands? Considering that it was just, his contract was almost running out, just 1 year to go. It was to expire in 2024. But 100 million, and then of all the things, it comes from Arsenal. Arsenal 100 million. Guys, you have to tell me this. Is this realistic? Let me see your comment. What's your take on this?
I know.
This is interesting.
Okay. I know you're targeting. You're targeting. even before you say so many things.
Yes.
Let me first start by saying, Havertz, welcome to Arsenal. Declan Rice, we've been waiting. This is a deal that every Arsenal fan has been waiting for. Welcome to Arsenal. We will soon be announcing Timber and many other players. The thing is, when Arsenal is not spending, they say it's they don't want to spend. They want to be better and they don't want to spend. Arsenal has decided to spend on the best, on one of the best, actually. One of the best. You can all agree with me that Declan Rice is one player to look after. In this footballing world. He's one of the best in the world. He's one of the best box-to-box midfielders. And the value is coming to add to Arsenal and is just going to be immense. Given that, look at his age, look at his Premier League experience, look at his style of play. And Man City came in. Other clubs have tried it, Bayern Munich and all that, but he chose to play at Arsenal. Arsenal has been talking about Declan Rice for the past 2 seasons, and it has come to pass. Chelsea have been hijacking deals from us. They did that with they are doing that with Caicedo. We reach a point towards the end we can't sign a player. So even if Rice is going to cost us even 120 million, but is coming to add value to Arsenal. Now that we are at a point when the process has to come when the process has to be shown by results, winning trophies. Let's sign him even at 120, at 130, for as long as it's coming to add value in Arsenal. We are okay.
But before I engage you, let Enock finish up on this. Declan wanted to come to Arsenal. His contract is just 1 year away from ending. Why pay 100 million pounds? Or okay, City.
The club has money.
Wait a minute. City tried to bid for Rice, and they bidded around 90 million pounds, isn't it? Then Arsenal came crazily with 100. Do you think City was setting you up for this?
It was not setting us up because for a very long time we've been buying average players. Average players at 50, 60 million, 30, 40 million. That one we left it to Chelsea and some other clubs. But for now, if a player is quality, is coming to add value, is coming straight into the first 11, he's worth it. Let's go for that player.
Yeah.
Why did Man City come for him? They knew he's better. It was not setting us up for him. Man City knows what Declan Rice can do. Declan Rice has done it at, he's a proven midfielder, box-to-box midfielder. He can play the #6, he can play the #8,
Yes.
and he can also even play at #10. You look at it that way, then you find the reason why we are signing him. Leave that alone. We are looking at Shaka leaving Arsenal. We are looking at probably Partey leaving Arsenal. We are looking at Partey probably, even if he has to stay, he's not a person who can guarantee you a whole season. But Declan Rice is going to guarantee you a full season, that 8 matches plus in a whole season. That's value for money. That's value for money. Why not?
Okay, as you claim that's value for money. Mr. Laurent, what's your take on this?
As much as Arsenal are signing, we can't write off Declan Rice. My fellow guy thinks Declan Rice is a quality player, not an average player.
Yes.
I just wonder why you can call a West Ham captain a quality player because he's from West Ham. West Ham, we know, is an average team, which has got average players. And coming to Arsenal does not mean they now got a quality player from an average team. It is just that they lack players. Arsenal, we know it, it has been having average players, and it is even having average players. To me, I can consider, let me say, if you take Jesus, for example, Man City offloaded him, and they won the Premier League without him. That means he was an average player to Man City, right? But Arsenal thought he was a quality player. You can never release a quality player from a winning team, okay? You only discharge some of your feeble players. It's okay. Declan Rice is a good plus to Arsenal, considering the average team Arsenal is. They just tried this season, and you can now say Arsenal is a great team. Now, 2, Declan Rice, if he comes and combines with Kai and Odegaard, they might have a formidable midfield, which people will have some issue to crack, just because of Odegaard and Kai, and maybe Declan Rice. But you buy it 70, then from 70 to 105, that is crazy. Arsenal initially had bought it 70 for the same guy, Declan. Then Man City came thinking that they are going to sign Declan when they wanted Arsenal to speed up the reaction. Man City acted like a catalyst to speed up the reaction so that Arsenal can finish this. Their money, you know, they don't have money. They've spent everything on this guy. the little cash they got from number 2 now, they've spent it on 105. You know, you can't buy it 70. You could have come with 75 or 80. Now, how can you buy it 70?
But
then you run to 105.
They couldn't come with the 80 because
they couldn't come with 80.
90 from City
Yes,
had already been rejected.
It was a catalyst.
Allow me
My
to
friend,
respond.
it was a catalyst.
Allow
You
me
know,
to respond.
wait, sir.
Allow me to respond.
When Man City have already signed Kovacic, they have Bernardo Silva. Yeah? They have Rodri. There's no way they could sign Rice to come and play where?
But, okay,
Where?
I've been looking at on this this week.
Let me respond to this story.
Okay,
Just in a minute.
as you respond, I want you to respond with this in mind. Look at this. uh, what's wrong with maybe is it the English teams or the English players? Why are English players so expensive? And they are not the Ronaldos of this world. They're not the Benzemas of this world. They are not the Neymars of this world. They're not the Mbappe. But they are always expensive. What if an English player could play like Benzema, could play like Mbappe? How much could he cost? If Declan Rice can cost 100 million, if Jude Bellingham can cost 150 million, Real Madrid paid to acquire his services. Why are English players so expensive? Then let me
respond before I come in.
Yeah.
I want to respond in very few words.
Yes.
In very few words. Number one, you can't call Arsenal an average club. Number two, you can't call Arsenal a club that has no money.
Yes.
When we are spending over 200 million just in a week. And we still have a few other players to offload.
Yes.
Of course, that will happen. Forgetting that Chelsea has just spent around 400 million in the last transfer window.
Yes.
And they are going to spend.
Remember, they're spending there because they won Champions League. They
relax,
have money.
Just relax.
You can't tell me
Just
Arsenal
relax.
have won nothing
Just
and you're
relax.
telling me
Just
they have
relax.
money. Where?
To
From where?
compete,
Commercial feeds?
to compete
Where?
with the best. Arsenal was once in the top, in the top clubs.
Yes.
That is the process that we've had when Arteta came in. We, Arsenal, has to go back to where it belongs. How do you get there? How do you compete with the best?
Yes.
You have to get the best players. You have to get the best quality. You have to get the human resource that will help you be there. So there's nothing wrong in spending 105 million on Declan Rice if he's coming to be at Arsenal and he's coming to add value. You are not talking about we are signing Timber at around at around 45 million.
Yes.
And before I even talk about Timber, look at the transfer market before and the transfer market as it is now. The transfer market is just something else.
Yes.
Something else.
Yeah.
Chelsea can tell. We've seen Chelsea paying for 70 million, 100 million for not 70, 60. How many millions for players like Madrid, like but there was a time we even lost Martinez, yeah? We lost him to Manchester United just because of the bidding wars. At the time when we really needed him, we had to lose him. What did people say? Arsenal is a club that cannot even bid a 60, 70 million player. Now Arsenal has decided. And why is Arsenal doing that? I've told you. We've been trusting the process. The process is now ready. We are going for results. We are going for trophies. If possible, Arteta has a target to win the Champions League. Who do you win the Champions League with? Compare Arsenal squad to Manchester City squad. Look at it. You never talked about Manchester City buying Grealish at 100 million. 100 million. You didn't talk about it.
You talked about the Champions League.
You know,
Yes, I'm talking about the Champions League.
It is
What has
always
100 million?
yes.
What has 100 million Grealish
it
signing
is-
in Manchester City done to Manchester City?
It is
They now have a
always,
Champions League trophy.
my friend.
What
my
does
friend,
signing
my friend.
Rodri? What does signing Laporte? What does signing the goalkeeper they have? What does signing the likes of the number of players in that team that Manchester City did sign at some good prices, 50 to 60 million?
Yes.
What is it? What is happening?
So you've
They've
signed
won a treble.
Declan Rice to come and
They've
win
won
the
a treble.
Champions League?
Oh, exactly.
Or to participate in the Champions
Exactly, not to participate, to win. Unlike
To
a
win
team,
the Champions League?
unlike a team that is going to use Champions League to qualify for
okay,
Europa.
it
Don't
is
forget
good.
for that.
It
Don't
is
forget
good.
that statement.
It is good.
Let's do this.
League?
You see, you've talked about the signing, but okay, can you maybe tell me how Declan Rice is going to fit in Arsenal team and the signing you have made and your strategy,
Exactly.
the signing you are making?
Exactly. How did we lose? How did we lose the Premier League last season?
You are not doing it. You are,
No,
you
no,
are
no.
not
How
going
did
to
we?
win.
Where did we lose?
You
where did
only
we,
lose
okay,
something
fine.
you are winning.
Okay, fine. That's according to you.
How
But
would you lose
now,
something
if
you're not
we
winning?
did top the league for quite some time,
Yes.
but we lost it towards the end. We lost against which team? We lost against West Ham. We lost against Southampton. We lost against some funny teams, some average funny teams.
Yes.
What was the reason for us losing to them? It's because we had a few injuries, key players being injured. What is the difference we are making now? We want depth in every position, so that if Saliba is injured, We still have Timber who will come in and fit, play like Saliba. The same way Manchester City is doing. Stones is out, we will have somebody there. Cancelo is out, we will have somebody there. The Bernardo Silva is out, we will have still Gundogan performing. That's the squad we want to build. That is the squad Arsenal is building. What's wrong with that? When you have that, you will compete for every trophy, each and every trophy. We can even go for a treble. That I can promise you. I know you like unapenda kuruka bets, but you can even bet for this. Let's say we are going to go for every trophy.
You know, it is always good. Sometimes it's good to dream.
It's not dreaming.
But,
It's reality.
you can only dream.
We can't be signing
Mr.
players who are
Only
coming to
dream when
dream.
you are healthy.
Let's be realistic on this maybe for a moment.
It's okay.
How do you think Arsenal will line up next season?
That's how we line up. Should
before-
I do it or I should do it?
Okay, I just want to hear his opinion.
Before
Let him do
before
it.
before
Give us
I
how we
comment
line
on how Arsenal is going to line up, let me comment on the question you asked. Why are English players very expensive?
Exactly.
Let me respond to that. The English players, for the past few years, they've been having some commercial, very stable commercial. They were commercializing about their players. They talked good about Maguire, especially when Manchester came in and bid for him. They talked very nice when Grealish was there. Sancho, they talked so many good things.
Yes.
And then, in fact, there is a time when the FA had a clause in their team that for the top 4 teams in England, they must have at least 7 starters in their first 11. Something that did not augur well with some other FAs, football association from other countries like Spain, like Germany. They were like telling their players not to go there. Because why? Because they will have to warm the benches.
Exactly.
You see, there's a time when Manchester United used to have Rooney, Carrick, Gary Neville,
Ferdinand.
Phil Neville, Ferdinand, you know, in one team.
Yes.
And they did the same to Liverpool. They also did the same to, by then, it was Chelsea. They had the Lampard, majority of the players.
Yes.
And when it comes to national team, they used to pick these players that are playing. So the other players were disadvantaged. Now, when a team comes, puts a bid on these English players, it went all viral to the media houses. They were like, oh, the quality Maguire is having, whatever they were. Now the agents surged the prices. You see, forcing the team that is willing to buy to come up with some good money. And it has been happening. Almost every season, we must have a surprise. For Maguire, it was a surprise. We came Grealish, it was a surprise.
Exactly.
We came Sancho, it was a surprise.
Sure.
We came to now Declan Rice, it's a surprise. It will be a surprise to Haaland even.
Bellingham already.
Yes. Now,
115.
when you're doing that, there is also another person who will just come. Come ask for Saka. You will see what they'll tell you. Come ask for somebody else, Reece James.
Yeah.
They'll tell you the same thing. It's all about the hiking from the media. Now, their commercial services actually is on a high rate compared to other countries.
Yes.
Now, 2, we don't disagree the fact that Declan Rice has been doing very well at West Ham.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw Grealish doing very well at Aston Villa by then. Then Man City came with 100. Then everybody was like, what a flop. What a flop. With 100. Maguire did the same when he came from Leicester. They bought him, in fact, he was the most expensive defender. And I think even by right now, he's still the most expensive defender.
Yes.
But look at the flop. You put a lot of price tag on him. After 1 season or 2 seasons, nowhere to be seen. The same, I'm not saying it will happen to Declan Rice,
yes.
but it's just a human being from England where people are overpriced and then they come to another club where they have a different mode of playing and a different mindset. Because Arsenal now wants to compete for glories.
Yes.
Arsenal wants a Premier League after sleeping from them. West Ham can never dream of having a Premier League. They can never bring a dream of it even.
Yeah.
Now, this is a player who has not been even dreaming of having or winning a Premier League.
Yes.
Now he has gone to a team that is going to win a Premier League. I mean, we're talking of runners-up. There will be that pressure on him. Maybe he will want to play more than the way he has been playing at West Ham, because now there is a lot of demand from him.
Yes.
And then from doing that, he might even end up having an injury. You know, there are injuries, right? Because you want to showcase your talent. Look at this guy known as Lisandro Martinez. He was really playing very well. And then struggling every corner, making tackles, doing everything, then the injury came. Pop. Look at Varane. He did the same. He wanted to show off the quality.
Yes.
People get injuries, especially when they want to showcase and maybe do double work from what they've been doing, where they came from. You know, now they are having a different environment, and then also we cannot say Declan Rice declined Man City or declined Real or declined Manchester United. These players are also fans, okay, and these players have been dreaming of a team right from their childhood.
Yes.
Declan Rice might not be an exemption. Maybe has been an Arsenal fan for some time, and this is a team that has come biting for him. You can never make a mistake by hesitating to sign for that team.
Sure.
You see, because if we are talking of the best team right now, I'm a Manchester United fan, but I can never compare Manchester United with Man City as we speak right now.
Exactly.
If I am a player and Man City comes knocking, the way Real has been coming knocking to players, you can't hesitate. How would you, for Christ's sake, decline Manchester City and sign for Arsenal? How now? It is because of that fanatic in you. I think the fun thing in Declan Rice also propelled his move to Arsenal. That is all I can say. And if it is all about lining up, I think Declan Rice will have a nod, because he will come partner with Kai Havertz, comparing the prices they buy them. You know, there's no way you're gonna buy somebody at 100, then you put him on the bench. He will come straight to the first 11. Now, 2, Kai Havertz, it's also another McQueen signing for Arsenal. Yeah, at 65. It's also another thing. You can never bench this guy. Then we've got this all-time player that they depend on, the Odegaard. I think they'll do that. They'll have the 3. The Odegaard, Rice, and Kai. So, to some extent, the midfield will be somehow stable, but not stable than Manchester United midfield. Because now Manchester having some good business in Mount, Casemiro, and Bruno Fernandes. You know, I don't see any midfield that will outsmart Manchester United. I trust.
I don't want to go into tactical issues.
Yes.
I don't want to go into tactical things.
Yeah, because you don't have tactics at Arsenal right now.
I don't want to go into
How can you compare the tactics?
Otherwise, I would have given you the tactical aspects of it. And
Just
why
do
we
it.
need-
Just do it.
And why we need to sign.
Just do it.
And why we need to sign Declan Rice, probably Timber, and.
You see, for Manchester
and
United,
Havertz.
signing.
But let me
signing,
let me do this. Let me do this. Let me make it easy.
Kindly give us the tactical.
Let me make it easier.
Yes.
Okay.
The reason why we are signing Kai, the reason why we are signing Kai Havertz, the reason why we are signing Declan Rice, the reason why we are signing Timber, and the reason why we still have a squad that did compete and finished second in the Premier League. It's just simple. We are bringing in quality to add on quality. Period. Quality to add on quality. When we rotate, we still have quality. When we play, we have quality. At the bench, we have quality. We are no longer going to have excuses. Just relax. We are no longer going to have. We are no longer going to have excuses.
Look at this. I understand you.
We are no
I
longer
feel you.
we are no
I
longer
feel
going to
you.
have excuses.
I feel you.
That Saliba got injured. We brought in Holding.
Every team had injuries.
And Holding is
How
an
can you
average
complain
player.
you had
We
injuries
lost
when
because
every
of
team had
Holding.
injuries?
We lost because of
No.
Tomiyasu.
Even
We lost because
Chelsea, you
Partey
had
was
injuries, right?
injured.
No, there is.
It can't be a story,
There
the same
is-
story,
I mean,
year in, year out.
Wait,
Sometimes
wait, sir.
you have learned from the
Let
trade.
me tell you one thing.
Sometimes you have learned from the
Each
trade.
and every team in
And
Premier
I
League.
can assure you.
Just a minute.
I
Just
can
a minute.
assure you.
Just a minute.
Arsenal have learned.
let him finish.
Arsenal have learned from the trade.
Yeah.
How did we lose this thing?
It's okay.
We lost
It's
it
okay.
at towards the end. The reason was the depth. The reason was the quality of the players we
Now.
had on the bench.
Now.
It's not
Can
a must. There's
can
no pressure, and I can assure you, there's no
Can I-
pressure on There's no pressure on Declan Rice coming to be in the first 11. There's no pressure on Kai Havertz coming to be in the first place.
Then why would you spend 100?
They are good players.
170
but we can still
on
have
two players who will not.
Remember.
And you don't have any pressure.
Remember in.
Are you realistic?
Remember, this is the most difficult league in the world.
Yes.
This is the most difficult league in the world.
No,
you
according to
just
you.
need quality. When did Manchester United win the league? You can compare the kind of players they had from the first team to the bench. When did Chelsea win even the Champions League? You can compare from the players they had from on the pitch and on the bench. You could hardly realize there is a gap when they are having injuries or they're not having injuries. Today, Manchester United is talking if Casemiro is injured, they are losing games because Casemiro is injured. Who else can come in for Casemiro? Who else can do for that job? Let
me tell you one thing.
Nobody.
Let me tell you
Chelsea
now.
will be losing
Can you
games
allow me
because
to respond?
Kante was injured.
It's
Chelsea will
okay.
be losing games
We
because
get your point.
Jorginho was
We
not
get your
performing.
point. We get your point.
Kovacic was not performing.
We get your point.
Mendy has an injury.
Yeah.
That's what we are trying to avoid.
It's okay. We get your point. Now let me tell you one thing.
Yes.
I can comfortably look at this camera and tell our fans that Arsenal is really celebrating to finish the league at number 2 because they've never been there for decades and they've never tasted anything to do with number 2. Now, for a team like Manchester United to finish at number 3, we were really angered about the results. How can we finish number 3
Are you sure you are
behind
angered?
Arsenal?
How can you be
Arsenal
angered with?
How
Are you
can
sure
we?
you are angered?
Let me
How
ask
can
you.
we?
Let me ask this guy.
I mean, we had a lot
Just
of anger
answer-
even right now.
just answer
I
this
just
simple-
can't stand
just
the fact
answer-
that
just-
I
just-
finished
just-
number 3
Just
behind
answer this
Arsenal.
simple, just
How
answer
now?
this simple
How?
question.
How?
Just answer this simple
You see,
question.
wait, I'm the one
Answer
talking.
this
I'm the one
simple
on the
question.
wheels. Wait.
You're looking at the camera,
Arsenal,
and I want you to
Arsenal,
answer a simple question.
Arsenal, they're telling me
Yes.
they've not signed Declan Rice and Kai Havertz because they had no pressure. My friend, if
I'm
you had
saying
no pressure,
they have
if
no
you
pressure.
have no pressure,
They are not under
Wait.
any pressure.
if you have no pressure,
Yes.
why would you not even buy 75 from
What
70?
for? We want the best.
Look here, you can't lie on this camera and lie to our fans that you had no pressure of
Who
signing
else?
Declan Rice.
Who else apart from?
Look
we,
here,
we are looking
wait,
at this thing.
I'm the one
Apart
talking.
from
You
Lavia?
just talked.
Apart from Declan Rice.
Okay, now talk. Now talk.
Apart
because
from Lavia,
you don't want me
apart
to
from
talk.
Declan Rice, apart from Caicedo, apart from probably Kovacic who is gone, apart from we have a few other players that teams want to sign. Players who stood out in their teams. West Ham was almost going for relegation. True or false? There's a time West Ham was going for relegation.
Yes.
They couldn't even compete in the 3 cups. But what happened? With the quality and the leadership that Declan Rice has in that team, being a captain of that team, has helped that team to come from where it is. They are now the Conference League winners. You cannot underrate such a player with what is coming in. What changed Arsenal? Let's look at it. We brought in Zinchenko, not such a good player, not such a world-class player. A lead on the pitch. A lead on the pitch. We brought in Gabriel Jesus. He came in. He's with the mentality. We try and win. We try and push the team. Pushed Arsenal to where they are.
Now can I talk?
We are bringing in Kai Havertz, a Champions League winner, a guy who scored the sole goal that helped Chelsea to win the Champions League.
That's
The
his
feeling-
only achievement in the world of
the feeling. You're coming here. This is a team that has had a process of rebuilding. They have had a process that is now want to materialize. You must have players who have the mentality to win, who have the mentality to push the team, players who are leaders on the pitch, players who are following instructions to the latter, players who agree with the team philosophy and what the team is doing. That is exactly what Arsenal is doing. You can't talk about average players. If you want to win the Champions League, you can't talk about average players. If you want to win, what is happening at Liverpool? What is happening at Liverpool? It's difficult just to rebuild a team. What is happening at Chelsea? It's difficult to rebuild a team.
Yes.
The team is at a point where we either progress the process to the end or backtrack and go back 5 years. Or we finish it.
You know, when we come here and say
Okay.
what is happening
Finish
at
it up,
Chelsea,
please.
if we come here and say what is happening at Chelsea, Chelsea, if this guy they are running up and jumping up because they've signed Kai Havertz from Chelsea because he scored the sole goal to win the Champions League. How many players were on the pitch when Chelsea were playing? We had 11 players. So has Chelsea lost all these 11 players who won Champions League? Now we can talk of mentality. They are not having the mentality to win. My friend, Chelsea has the same players which won the Champions League, but they managed to finish the league at number 12. Not because they didn't have the players with the positive mentality. They only finished that because of the changes of the coaches that was happening there. The stability of the team. Now, two, Arsenal is coming here to take Kai Havertz from Chelsea because he won Champions League. They are coming to pick Zinchenko from Man City because they had won the league. They came to pick Jesus from Man City because they won the league.
And the
What does this tell you? They are trying to buy success. They think this player coming in because he won the Premier League, because he won the Champions League, now they are going to emulate the same. My friend, where these players are coming from, they were playing as a team. When you come to Arsenal and you want to play as an individual, you will never achieve. So it will also depend with the players, how they are going to be coached and how they are going to play.
And
that is what will depend.
You
can never buy a player from Real Madrid expecting to emulate Real Madrid. You don't do that.
Who knows exactly what he needs.
Arteta is a coach, he's not a manager.
He's a manager.
The only team with a manager is Manchester United.
We have a manager in Arsenal.
You can never have a manager.
What he wants.
You can't have
where
managers.
Where is the deficit?
Arteta is just a
and
coach.
what to add. You see,
Arteta is a coach.
You see, and we are not saying like we are signing Kai Havertz because he won the Champions League. Okay. We are saying it is a quality addition, given his past, what he's doing with the German national team, what he's doing, what he has been doing with Chelsea, even at the lowest moment of Chelsea, what he has tried to do at Chelsea. So
what did he try to do?
A quality
addition. What did he try to do at the lowest moment of Chelsea? What did he try to do?
That's what we're talking about.
What did he try to do?
Okay, guys.
You can ask Chelsea fans.
No, you're the one who bought him. What did he try to do?
You can ask.
A man who went the whole season.
You're almost coming.
Okay, guys.
We're almost reaching a point where you're going to tell us where
we can't take it away from Arsenal. We can't take it away from Declan Rice. We can't take it away from Kai Havertz. They're all good quality players. It's always that we always have to find somewhere to poke holes.
I love this. This. What has he been doing at Chelsea?
You are also going to tell us. You're also going to tell us what Mason Mount has done at
If not for Mason Mount,
that made you guys to sign him.
If not for Mason Mount, Chelsea would be fighting relegation.
Let's get there.
Chelsea would finish number 10. The midfield was very tight.
It's okay,
for anyone to crack.
Havertz has scored some crucial goals for Chelsea.
Thank you so much.
You know, you can open the #8, you can open the
#10. Let's meet again another day, probably tomorrow or the other day, to talk about Manchester United and what they are doing. They've been all in the news about the Glazers out, bidding for Mount. It has taken forever to complete that deal. Let's just hope it will be successful.
It is already successful.
Even if it's successful,
it's already successful.
we shall come here to discuss
the deal has been agreed. In fact, we can discuss it right now.
And I would ask you to use the right names.
Because
this is a monitoring team.
As we speak right now, the deal is done. Agreed.
The deal is done. We'll come to discuss Mason Mount's move to Manchester United, the way you've discussed Declan Rice move from West Ham to Arsenal.
Great. We're going to do that.
All Arsenal fans, we are going to have a great season next season.
Yes.
The best business in the world is happening.
Thank you, Arsenal, for signing somebody for £105 million.
We have the money.
At least you're now showing up. You're a club like Manchester United.
We are the club.
Guys, that was crazy.
Thank you very much.
105
from Arsenal. Now they are bankrupt.
We can even spend 120.
Do you have
until it is complete?
My question is. My question is.
Yes.
Are you going to bring a pay bill so that we
can
contribute something to you? I know you're bankrupt. I know you're bankrupt.
What? Just contribute.
How can you spend the whole money?
Contribute for my local.
Okay, guys. Bye bye. Good night.
Oh my God. Sorry, man. We gotta do something for you guys.